Okay. Hi! Let's start from the beginning, as though I didn't just have like a whole bunch of issues. How are you guys doing? I got to go shoot this weekend, and Wind and Weaponry sent me their carbon fiber AR, so I got to take that out, put a few rounds through it. So far, I'm pretty pleased. It was a good time. I haven't shot any carbon fiber ARs before, and it's a flat top, so I had to go and take my sights off of my AR Bruce and then pop them onto the carbon fiber AR, so I got a little bit more experience in sighting in rifles, which I need. It was only sighted for like 50 yards, I think. So I'll probably have to do some adjustment when I go take it out to the 100-yard range, but it was mostly just to play with it for the first time, see how it handled, and I was watching stuff like how maneuverable it was, how the recoil was, stuff like that. But I had those all zeroed in on Bruce. You did. I'm sorry. I didn't have any other sights, and I had to shoot my new AR. Well, it's not mine, technically. It's a test and eval rifle, so I'll have to send it back. But I might not be able to. I have a hard time giving back guns, so I usually end up buying them. Oh good, no looping. You're not smoking a cigar? I enjoy smoking a cigar once in a while, especially in the nice weather. I like to go sit outside. We've got a little fire pit out back, and I kind of chill out with my family or whatever friends I have over, and I might smoke a cigar, like generally just in the summer and maybe only a couple of times, but it's nice. It's relaxing. I sight my rifles in at 50 yards. Hardly any change point of impact at 100. Oh, good to know. Send it to me by accident. I think Wyndham would probably notice if they sent me an AR and I had to fill out all the paperwork and get the background check, and they didn't get it. Scotch whiskey plus cigar plus friends equals a good time. I'd have to agree. I know it's not as high of a proof, but I really like that the Jack Daniel's honey whiskey. That's really tasty. I mean, I guess drink socially, now and then, or like a couple of beers after dinner or something like that. But I like the flavor of the honey whiskey. I use a 50-meter zero. Well, when I bring out the carbon fiber AR to the longer range next time I go out and shoot it, I will see how well it performs. Hopefully I won't have that much adjustment. I just bought a Springfield 1911 mil-spec today. Ooh, that should be fun. I enjoy Springfield's 1911s. I know, big surprise, seeing as how I have like, I don't know, half dozen videos or more with them. Love the headband and hair. I have a fondness for bandanas. And thank you, by the way. My sister teases me because I'm always either wearing like a hat or a headband or a bandana or barrettes. I just like putting things in my hair, I guess. I don't know. I'm a girl. What you gonna do? I'm not 21 yet. I can only drink on my annual trips to Ireland. One of the neat things about Wisconsin is that there's a law that you can consume alcohol if your parents are around and you're underage, which is kind of neat. Okay, relax, everybody. I'm here. Whew. For all of the people who have joined recently, welcome to my 6th live stream. It's kind of crazy that there have already been 6. I generally hold them for about an hour, or host them for about an hour and a half, and I'm always surprised at how well the conversation flows. It takes me a little bit of time to get like not super nervous and more conversational, but you guys have been really patient with me, so I appreciate it. Are you planning on any videos doing long distance shooting with Brandon Webb? We've pitched a couple of ideas back and forth that we want to pursue, but I don't have anything in the works at the moment. No footage. So we've been talking about it a few times. So hopefully down the road, yes. Have you ever tried to carry ankle carry before? Not yet. Part of the problem with being a female and wearing female fashions is I wear a lot of those skinny jeans, and so they're really tight around the ankle, and it's not really conducive for ankle carry. I did get a holster that I can use for ankle carry, but I'm going to have to wear some different pants and try to play with it a little bit more, figure out how to do it effectively, or how to carry in that way effectively. But once I've had a little more experience with it, a little bit more trial and error, I will be writing up a review on it. I have a series on Conceal carry that is only like part way done as far as videos go, so I will have some more content on that in the future. I just like to spend a lot of time being thorough in my test and evaluation of a setup or a holster or what have you before I go and make a video about it. Subdermal carry. Ugh! That sounds uncomfortable. Do ankle open carry. I think that'd be a little bit awkward. But probably entertaining, at least around the house. I have a game that I play whenever I'm trying out a new holster, or like especially if it's a new setup, like I'm trying out thigh carry holster, or I get a new waistband carry holster, where I'll wear an outfit, like a typical outfit or whatever, and then I'll walk up to like one of my family members and ask them, "Where's the gun?" And if they can't find it, then I have a pretty good idea that the holster allows me to conceal pretty well. I'd rather ask them their opinion than just go off of my feedback, because, you know, they're looking at me from that objective point of view, and so sometimes I think their opinions are more accurate than me looking at myself and going, "Wow, I am printing like insane," and sometimes it's not hardly noticeable at all. Any experience with the FN57? Thoughts? I've seen them. I'd like to try them, but I haven't gotten the opportunity to shoot one personally. Necklace holster. You know, I have seen some of those necklace holsters where it's a chain, and then it's like a clamshell style, like a Kydex holster, and the idea is that you're supposed to grab it and drop down. Headband holster. Yeah, I'm sure that wouldn't be uncomfortable on the neck or anything. My PJ holster cracked. Oh no! Oh, you should try the cowboy look if you like hats and bandanas. I think I look really silly in cowboy hats, but I'm planning on trying cowboy action shooting soon, so I will have some cowboy get-up. So, Polish Pistolero, I'm definitely looking forward to trying that out in Wapaka very soon, so thank you again for the invitation. I'm sure it'll be a blast. I still have to do some hunting for my cowboy get-up gear, but as a girl, that'll be fun shopping for that stuff anyway. Just use an XDS 9mm for headband carry. Oh man, it's a reasonably light pistol, but I'm pretty sure that would print and be uncomfortable after a while. Cowgirl up, darling. Alright, I've got permission to try it out. I know a lot of people who watch my videos like country music, and part of their interest in shooting was just from living out in the country, and that's something that's a lot more common to be able to just go in your backyard when you have, or your friend's backyard who has lots of land, and go plinking. But in the area that I live, in most of the places that I've lived, especially growing up, it wasn't a typical thing. Speaking of hunting, Def think you should head out with the family this hunting season. I'm hoping to. You know, cross your fingers for me. We were trying to put things together, but we had some other family stuff come up, and it just plain didn't work out. But I'd really like to well, just have the experience, even if I don't get anything, you know. Do you like the Steyr AUG? Yes. I love it. I've only shot one maybe, is it 2 or 3 times? Either way, only a few times. But very awesome experience every time I've gotten to put a few rounds through. That and the thing just looks cool. It looks like it belongs on the set of like Star Trek or something. It's crazy. And while aesthetics are definitely not why I ultimately choose a gun, it is something I appreciate if a gun looks cool, but does the same thing as a gun that doesn't look cool. Might like the cooler looking gun. Have you seen the new movie trailer for The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug? No, not yet. I geek out really, really hard though when I see any of them. And on Facebook, I follow the Hobbit fan page, so I get updates periodically, and then I like get anxious for the release of the next movie. I've read that series, both the Hobbit books book and the Lord of the Rings books, so many times, but they don't get old for me. And although it's difficult to try and take all of that material and all of that history and all of that information and put it into a movie that's not going to be like 20 hours long, I think that Peter Jackson does a really great job of making that transition from story to film. So I enjoy the movies. I'm seeing 74 people watching now, so thanks guys for taking the time to come and check out my live stream. I'm really excited to have so many people jump in on the conversation. Makes it a lot of fun. Go see World War Z, it's awesome. My sister totally went and got to see it because she's way more social than I am, and like saw it with some friends, and she's like, it's so awesome! And now I'm just like, ah! There are a lot of movies that I want to go out and see and I haven't yet. Like, haven't seen Iron Man 3, haven't seen Superman I really want to see. There are some movies that I didn't get to see and now they're not even in theaters anymore. Like The Amazing Spider-Man. I think that one's on DVD though, so maybe I can just buy it or rent it. Have you read Monster Hunter International? No, I haven't even heard of that. They should make the Silmarillion. I think that would be cool. I haven't read it yet, though. I've just read, like, the cover, so I have an idea of the gist of it, but I haven't gone through and, well, finished the book yet, because I keep getting caught up on other reading. And unfortunately, I don't get to do anywhere near as much reading just for the enjoyment of it these days, because I do so much reading for my research, especially for the articles I write for thearmsguide.com. Ooh, that reminds me. I have just started recently contributing to thebangswitch.com, and I'm totally stoked. I have an article reviewing the Elzetta ZFL M60 light, so that'll be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to see how it's received, so I think that will be releasing tomorrow. So it's July 3rd, right? Yeah, July 3rd. And so if you get a chance, pop on over to thebankswitch.com, check out my review on the Elzetta, let me know what you think. It took me a little longer than I'd anticipated to write it, but it's really thorough, so I guess that makes it okay. It's been a review that I've been planning on finishing up for a while now. I have a friend who records fan material based on Lord of the Rings and distributes it. She comes to church dressed like an elf queen. Oh, that's cool. I like seeing people sometimes where I just like random strangers who I see wearing like the One Ring on a chain or the Even Star gem that Arwen wears. Which one time I saw it on a dude, which was really funny. This like really big dude, like long hair and kind of unkept beard, so it just seemed like it didn't belong like one of these things. It's not like the others. So that made me chuckle. But it's kind of a way for people in the Lord of the Rings fandom to kind of like recognize each other, like, I read the same books, watch the same movies you do. So it's kind of fun. And it's the same thing with like the firearms industry. When you see somebody wearing like 511 gear and, you know, maybe a photographer's vest, you're kind of looking at that and going, I bet you they're concealed carrying. I gotcha. You know, Alright, I'm getting caught up on your questions and stuff. Do you sub other YouTube channels and keep up with them? I do. I subscribe to a number of other YouTube channels. I don't have as much time as I'd like to watch all the videos that I'd like to watch. I do try to see what my friends are up to out on the YouTube world. What's funny is my family ends up like watching a lot of videos, and then I'm like making the videos. So generally, because they're always on the internet, they will, if I haven't caught something from one of the hundreds of channels to which I sub, they'll point it out like, hey, did you see so-and-so's video on XYZ? And I'll be like, no, I totally didn't. And then I'll go and, check it out or whatever. Have you ever fired an SKS? I don't know that I have, but we have one.
You fired mine.
Dad's telling me I have put a few rounds through his.
I've seen video of it. It's not published, but I've seen video of it.
I guess it just wasn't a whole lot of it. So it must have only been like a few rounds or something. So I have access to it, I just kind of haven't spent a whole lot of time on it yet. How's the ammo situation where you are? It's, I guess it's lightened up a little bit. It's still, I have to, like, work harder to get access to the ammo that I was shooting, before stuff went belly up. But I have been able to get the ammo that I need. I just basically have to be willing to get up early in the morning to go to Walmart before the other people buy it. But it is delivered. Not every day, but pretty regularly anyway. And then I have a few ranges where I shoot, where if I work out a deal where I promote them, they'll make it a little easier for me to have time to shoot. So it's not like the best situation. I wish I had like an ammo sponsor who would just give me ammo. And it's still expensive to be able to buy the ammo that I need to run the channel. But I do get to shoot. And I really enjoy that. Just wish I could shoot more. You know what I mean? Ensure you have free range time after World War Z, just saying. You're going to want to shoot. Yeah, I imagine so. I end up watching a lot of action movies just because I enjoy them. It's more fun, and I'm more willing to sit still for longer if it's really exciting. So I watch a lot of movies where there are actors shooting. And I don't know about you guys, but my family definitely plays the game of if we see a firearm in a video, we have to identify it. My dad's the best at it. But I'm usually pretty good at being able to call out what guns are what. And if I can't, I always go to the imfdb.org because they usually have it. Actually, I don't think there's ever been a movie that I've looked at imfdb.org that I haven't seen them know what the guns are. I love that site. Des, have you and Colleen Noir ever met in person? That'd be an awesome shoot in vid. Not yet. I had really hoped to be able to go to the NRA show this past year in April, but I had something come up and I wasn't able to attend. And so he was there and I didn't get to go. We've done a collaboration video together, but we just sent each other footage and worked together through the internet instead of in person. It would be really neat to meet him someday though, like for reals. Have you ever shot a Mosin Nagant? If so, is it in your arsenal? Yeah, we have like 3 of them, and I think it's like 1 or 2 videos, so I should put more videos of shooting Mosins up there. They're a lot of fun. I've got, let's see, we have a Tula and then a couple of the, what is that other, Izamash? Is that what it is? Well, either way, I've gotten to shoot like maybe 4 or 5 of them. I've shot NSZ 85s, Mosin. That thing was awesome. That was a lot of fun. I don't shoot long guns as often as I should. My rifle game is really not up to the point that my pistol game is. Haven't seen you shoot your lever gun in a while. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I just haven't, I don't know, I don't make it out to the long range as often as I make it to the pistol range. Not even sure why. I'll have to work on that. Do you do preventative maintenance on your gun? Change recoil springs, etc., or just regular cleanings? Depends on the gun. I do regular cleanings. For my carry guns, I'm more concerned with making sure that they do what I expect them to do. So that's more important for me, to be proactive with changing springs and stuff like that. And any rifles I have, like, any guns I have that through which I shoot corrosive ammo, then I make sure to take care of it like right away so that I don't get any pitting or anything. I should probably clean guns more frequently. I mean, I enjoy it, so, you know, I guess it's just time consuming. And so if there are particular guns, my beater guns, I'll just let them sit dirty for a long time. Aren't you a 1911 armorer? Not yet! I'd like to be, but I have a lot of training yet that I have kind of planned on the horizon. It's kind of a matter of arranging the time to take the classes and being able to afford them. But I do have a class coming up on 1911 Armory, and I think AR-15 Armory too, so that'll be a blast. And I'm planning on getting some footage of that too, so that should be cool. So you guys who conceal carry, if you don't mind sharing, what are your conceal carry pieces that you have on you right now? Ever try using a sonic cleaner for gun clean parts? No, I have not. I heard they work pretty well, though. One of the gun shops that I visit and hang out, and I've done some videos with them, they have a sonic cleaner. And apparently they're really fond of it. I got a couple of Glock representatives over here. P238. CZ75BD. I love that pistol. My dad has one. He's got the CZ75BD Police. I want one so bad. You know what's crazy is when he first got it, we went to the range, of course, because he had to go put some rounds through it. And I brought my M9 just because I almost always have it on me. Either just to go shoot, to go plink with, or I'm carrying it or what have you. So we went this particular range trip. He was shooting it, and so then I asked if I could try, of course. And I had just been shooting my M9. You know, put it down, packed it up, and I go and shoot the CZ. I've got probably 15,000 rounds through my M9, and this is my first, like, 2 magazines through the CZ. I was way more accurate with the CZ than my M9. It made me, like, womp womp. Because I felt like, oh man, I shoot so much better with this gun. It wants me to shoot it. So, I want a CZ75 style firearm. I think I might go with the 10 Foglio, though, the TZ75. That's one more of those many planned gun purchases on the gun list, wish list. CZs are awesome pistols. Yeah, so far I'm pretty darn pleased. I want to open carry a Tech 9. Like Lana Kane from Archer? That would be awesome. I love that show. It's like one of the only television shows that I watch, but I don't watch it on TV. I buy the DVDs after the seasons are released, and then I watch those. Stare M1. I wish I could conceal carry, or even open carry would be nice. Oh, California, I have an XD40 that's begging to go out. Aw, yeah, California. I am really grateful that even though Wisconsin is a fairly progressive state as far as like the liberal centers of Milwaukee and Madison are concerned, that at least our firearms rights are less restrictive than like New Jersey or California. Archer is on Netflix. Yeah, that's how I first was introduced to Archer, was through Netflix, but I liked it so much I went and bought it. Do you watch Sons of Anarchy? I have never seen it. I'm also told I would really like, what is that? The Walking Dead. And I know it's on Netflix, and I keep like passing by it on my queue, but I kind of just haven't gotten around to watching it yet. I kind of want to read the graphic novels of it, just because I think that'd be fun. I used to carry a full-size pair of P1445. Yeah, I imagine that was pretty bulky. I like the idea of the double stack 1911s, but realistically, for my hand size, it just doesn't work. I struggle too much to try to get a firm grip, and if I don't have a firm grip, I don't feel comfortable shooting it. You know, it's, Walking Dead is awesome. Walking Dead is the shiz. I'm sorry. I guess I'd better go watch some Walking Dead. Wow, I didn't realize there was such a fan base here. I want to carry a 30mm autocannon. Heck yeah. Not exactly sure how to conceal that bad boy, but it would be pretty baller, right? What do you think of the double stack 45 SIGs? I haven't shot either of them, but I checked out the P227 when I was at SHOT Show. Love it. The ergonomics were surprisingly comfortable. Like I mentioned before, I mean, my hands are a little bit smaller compared to some shooters. I mean, for a girl, I have kind of big hands, but next to the average dude, my hands are still smaller. So I was anticipating that the SIG 45 was just not going to fit me, and it was going to be one more double stack 45 that I don't get to play with. But it fits. It wasn't a struggle for me to get a firm grip on, and I'd really like to be able to put some rounds through it, but so far I haven't had any luck in getting a hold of one. Cross your fingers for me on that one. Any singing tonight? I haven't prepared anything, so I do have something, though, that I'm working on for the All Things Destiny channel. So when I finish that up, keep your eye out on youtube.com/allthingsdestiny, and I should have some more fun music stuff if you're interested in that. I want to try to keep that kind of, well, my musical or more like creative, non-gun related interests on that channel. My CZ is named Chuck Finley. That's funny. I haven't seen Burn Notice. Breaking Bad is another good one. I have a ton of my friends who watch Breaking Bad, and they are completely in love with it. But not having cable, I haven't had cable since I was like, I don't know, 10 or 11, something like that. So I've been out of the loop for forever. I've seen literally one episode of American Idol, and like my mom, when she realized that, her like jaw dropped. She's, "You've never seen American Idol? You have to watch it." Apparently I would like it because I like singing and stuff, but it's just one more example of like how out of the loop of pop culture I am because I don't watch television. Do you sometimes hate breaking in new guns? Well, generally I like shooting, so if I have an excuse to go shoot more, like, oh, my gun's new, I better break it in. It's kind of like justifies it, justifies a range trip for me, and I'm totally okay with that. If I do have a gun that doesn't perform to whatever expectations I have in the first couple hundred rounds, it's disconcerting, and it's something that I keep kind of in the back of my head with regard to whether or not I would conceal carry that particular pistol. But I wouldn't say that I hate breaking in a new gun. I don't even have a functional antenna for local service, much less cable. Yeah, that's pretty much our setup. But it's just when my parents cut cable when I was a kid, because we got used to not watching it, when they decided whether or not they wanted to put cable back on, we ended up not going with it because, well, we were already not watching it, so it was the big deal. It was just an extra expense. And at this point, I'm glad we don't have cable because that's more money for ammo and, fun stuff. Besides, I've got Netflix, so that ends up being most of my television movie consumption. And they have a lot of cruddy stuff out there, but you can find some cool movies now and then. And one of the fun things about having the Xbox is I'll just rent movies through Xbox sometimes, which is pretty cool. Have you ever had the chance to play with heavy arms? My favorite is the Mark 19 40mm automatic grenade launcher. Oh my gosh, I am mad jealous. The heaviest arms I've ever gotten to shoot have been just 308 rifles, which, I mean, is a blast. Oh, the 50 BMG. That's the biggest. But, I mean, they're fun, and holy cow, did I love shooting that Barrett 50. That's probably the most fun I've ever had shooting. It's awesome. But anything larger than that, I just haven't had any exposure to it. But I watch it on the internet. What's your current EDC blade? I rotate depending on where I'm going to be, what I'm doing. Right now, I have a Stone River. I was going to call it Cold River for some reason. I have a Stone River blade on me, and it's ceramic, but it is sharp, and I never have to sharpen it, which is pretty awesome. But oftentimes, if I'm going to carry the ceramic blade, I'll carry a second blade in steel, just because this is better for like harder use, like prying or that kind of stuff. This is good for just straight up cutting. I sell swords. Want to buy a sword? I have a couple of sword purchases planned out in my near future, but I think I'm going to be doing some video or something with that, though, so, well, stay tuned, I guess. I do rotate, though, in my my concealed carry blades. I often carry Benchmades or Cold Steels. Those seem to be pretty regular in my rotation. Don't twist a ceramic blade, they break. Yeah, well, that's why I carry the steel one, so I don't have to worry about that. Get a katana. One day. It'd be fun. I've trained with katanas just because I've been in martial arts for so long. We do a little bit of weapons training. So I know how to handle a sword. I don't consider myself to be some kind of like ninja or anything, but maybe I will have some elements of sword play featured in videos down the road.
You're dropping a hint to a future video.
Ideal in some Cold Steel products. Yeah, I have a great relationship with Cold Steel. They've sent me some stuff, and I've had really great experience with it. I have a little, or I usually have, I said little, but it's more light than it is little, the Holdout 2. That's one of my favorites for concealed carry. I don't have it on me at this minute, though. Do you like assisted opening? I do like assisted open folders. I only have a couple of them, but I like a quick deploy. One of my favorite methods for quick deploying knives, though, is the wave on the Emerson knives. I was surprised with how, well, fast it was for being an unassisted folder. It's pretty cool. So, oh, I've got like a little lint ball in my hair. In what martial art styles have you trained? Largely just Taekwondo and combat Hapkido. I've had a little exposure to a couple of other different martial arts styles, but most of my training has been invested in those two styles. My EDC used to be a sharpened crowbar, worked in construction. Yeah, I would not want to be on the receiving end of a sharpened crowbar. That sounds frightening. Spyderco makes an Endura and one other model with the wave feature. Yeah, they have a Spyderco and Emerson had a collaborative effort. And I don't own any of the blades that resulted from that, but I was checking them out online, and they look pretty awesome. The one thing that I don't prefer about Spydercos, and it's just a preference, I'm not saying that it's better or worse or anything, is I don't prefer a lockback style knife, and Cold Steels have a lockback style locking mechanism. So I end up carrying other styles a little bit more regularly. But like I said, that's a personal preference. They're definitely strong blades, both the Cold Steels, and I have a couple of Spydercos that have performed really well. Cold Steel Voyager is my favorite knife of all time. My dad really likes that one too. I love the blade shape on it. What are your thoughts on firing steel and aluminum in your firearms? I don't know that I've ever fired aluminum. I've had I've fired stuff that had aluminum casings. I have only done a little bit of shooting steel. I don't really have a problem with it, but I don't do it very often. Do you like the Tonto style blades? Yes and no. I have more modified draw point or sheep's foot style blades than I have Tontos, because I like that you can get that nice sharp thrust as well as slice on the Tonto, but because of the Tonto blade style, you lose a lot of your available cutting space because the belly is straight and has that point. I EDC'd an Espada for a few days. Not comfy in the pocket. Yeah, that's a pretty big blade. It's pretty hefty. Would you ever shoot a Barrett M88 50 BMG? Absolutely. I would love to. I only shot the Model 99 thus far, but I loved it. And I would, in a heartbeat, I would jump at the chance to shoot another Barrett 50 again. For someone who isn't a knife geek and doesn't want to spend much money, what would you recommend for EDC? Cold steels are pretty good balances between getting a good quality steel and being reasonable in price. Spyderco is also good at that too. Benchmade, they have nice knives, but they're usually end up being a tiny bit more on the expensive end. Like most of my Benchmades are in the like $100, $150 range. Whereas cold steels, I have a couple cold steels that are in the like $100 range, but I have a number of them that are cheaper than that, like $50, $80, $90. And Spyderco's, I'm generally able to get good, or you can generally get a nice knife out of a Spyderco for like 80, 90, 100. So those are some of the options that I'd recommend personally. Tonto blade styles are better for stabbing. My holdout is the Scheme Do. It's a spear point, so it is really, really good for stabbing if that's your aim. It has an insanely sharp point. And then they ship it, so it comes out of the box with a razor edge on it. It is very good at that purpose, but that's the whole purpose behind that blade style for that knife. CRKT makes nice weaponry. What I like about CRKTs is that they're affordable. Then what I don't like about them is because a lot of them have that Chinese seal in them, they wear down really quickly and they rust really quickly. So they're not I guess one of my favorites. I do have a couple of CRKTs, but I find I never carry them because if I carry them, I have to sharpen them like all the time. And that gets a little annoying. Because I carry knives and I use my knives, I beat the crap out of my knives actually. I'm not really protective of them or dainty with them. So if personally, when I look for an EDC blade, I want something that's going to have high utility for me. So I need it to have good edge retention and I need it to be pretty tough. And if it can also be resistant to corrosion, that's preferable because I might be doing anything from, cutting an apple to tearing down cardboard. And I want a knife that's going to perform for that range of tasks. Granted, because I have a wide range of uses for my knives, I use that as a way to justify purchasing more knives. But the stuff that I carry most frequently ends up being the stuff that's more hardy and has a wider application. Which is, I guess, part of why I don't carry the ceramic blades all the time, because I can't use them as a utility blade. Do you carry a multi-tool? Yeah, a lot of times I carry it's not the Wave, it's a Leatherman. The Leatherman Skeletool, that's what it's called. My dad he's always had Leatherman's tools ever since I can remember, so I guess kind of gravitate towards them, partly because I've been using them my whole life and I know that they hold up to use. I have a Zastava M70A, having issues with the sights. I haven't had any experience with those. But I hope that you figure it out, what's wrong, and are able to fix it. How did you join with the Young Guns channel? YoungGunsTV.com scouted me. I don't know what their parameters are. I mean, they don't fill me in on all the details on what they want out of somebody that they choose to include in on their website. But they found my videos, and I guess they liked them, and they sent me an email asking if I'd be interested in contributing content for their website. And considering that it's a platform for just guns and gear and knives, I really like the opportunity. But because I don't know specifically what they're looking for, I guess your videos have to be able to speak for themselves. And they also are going to be considering your views and your subs, because they want to be able to bring over content providers that have a history of solid content, so that they know that you're going to be a boon to their website. So far, I'm really enjoying it, though. And a lot of the YouTubers that I've already been watching are also now young gunners, which is cool for me as a viewer. I used a Gerber multi-tool once as heavy as I did with the Leatherman, and my Gerber wore out faster, so now I just carry the Leatherman multi-tool wise. Yeah, that's the same kind of experience I've had with like CRKT knives and like say Benchmade's or Cold Steels. It's not that they're bad. I mean, getting a decent knife for like $30-$40, hey, that's great. You know, especially if your knife budget is not really expansive. Just be prepared to sharpen it more often, and I don't want to sharpen my knives all the time. And for how often I use them, that means that I want something more durable. The new Leatherman Wave is pretty awesome. I've seen those and I like them. I mean, I have the Skeletal, so I haven't felt the need to go out and get another multi-tool, but if I did decide to get one, the Wave would be one of those options I'd consider. Did you see Emerson has a multi-tool that they've designed? That looks freaking awesome, but being that it's Emerson, it'll probably be pretty expensive and like impossible to get a hold of. Looks cool though. What's the oddest gun you've ever fired? The oddest gun I've ever fired was a custom Mosin that was worked on by the guys over at Iraq Veteran 8888. That was the wonkiest rifle ever. I mean, it was really cool. Had this like neat paint job, had a different stock on it, a different bolt. So it was really neat to shoot it, but I never would have guessed it was a Mosin. It looked like just some sort of Franken bolt action. I don't know. It was kind of neat though. I'm getting caught up on these comments. Bushmaster Carbon 15. Dead on right out of the box. I haven't gotten to shoot the Bushmaster. The first carbon fiber AR I'd ever fired was the Wind and Weaponry this past weekend. And as far as first impressions go, I was pretty pleased. I mean, it's not like, well, I'm going to produce a video about it, so I guess you'll see my full review. But I'm having fun testing it out. Do you ever shoot air rifles recreationally? I do have a couple of air rifle purchases planned, but I don't have any up to this point. What I like about air rifles and airsoft guns is that they give you an option to have like realistic models of firearms, but you can get training for a lot cheaper. So stuff like drawing from a holster is awesome to practice with a good airsoft model. And some of the airsoft guns that I've gotten a hold of, or that I've been considering purchasing, they're weighted, they operate, they even take down in the same way that the firearm after which they're modeled does. So I like that option. The most interesting gun you've ever fired is a Mosin? That's terrible. I wouldn't say that was the most interesting gun I've ever fired. It was just kind of the weirdest. And the question was, what was the most odd gun you've ever fired? Not the most interesting. The most interesting gun I've ever fired would probably be that Model 99 Barrett 50 cal. That was one of the most enjoyable experiences I've had at the range up to this point. Some of the stuff I've gotten to shoot in full auto is pretty cool too. When do we get to see you firing a tank turret? Oh man, in my dreams, that would be really cool. Holy awesome. But sorry, Destiny, I am off to bed. It is 1:47 a.m. Well, thanks for joining. Gosh, aren't you out in the UK? Holy cool. Well, I'm glad you were able to join the conversation for a little while. That's really neat. What's your take on Duracoat versus Cerakote? I've done a little bit of research, not enough research that I'm content or that I'm ready to or feel prepared to go and get one of my guns or knives Duracoated or Cerakoted, but thus far I'm leaning towards Cerakote because the research that I've done seems to point to it being a hardier finish. I actually have some knives that already, like, just out of the box came with a Cerakote finish. So I guess I'm leaning towards that, but the jury's not out. Getting caught up on comments. Any experience with an M1A? I'd really like to get one of those. Springfield sent me a SOCOM too, so I'm in the process of shooting that bad boy for a review. 308's a little bit more expensive than I'd like, but I was able to come across some tull ammo that was pretty cheap. It was like $9 for a box of 20, so yeah, it's steel cased or whatever, but better than nothing. I'm running a biathlon in Oklahoma in 2 weeks, and my range in Texas has a zombie running gun. It's a 4-mile course. Oh man, yeah, fun but a lot of work. It sounds like it. I've never done the closest I've done to any sporting event like that would be I walked a half marathon. Woo! You know, it's not exactly something overwhelmingly impressive, but it was a really cool experience, and I got to walk it with some of my family members, and so part of what was nice about that was the bonding experience. What I'd like to try out, though, is that Tough Mudder. I've seen some videos on that, and it looks like a challenge, but it looks like a ton of fun. I'd really like to give it a shot sometime. Can I join you to assist in T&E with that SOCOM? Well, you can help me by watching the videos. I'm having, probably too much fun testing that thing out. Because it's got the Viltor rail on it, I want to get a bipod for it. I think that'd be just freaking cool. Do you like to shoot sporting clays? I only have a little bit of experience. I think I've gone clay shooting, twice. But it was awesome. So much fun. I really enjoy it. And I should do it more. I've got, 2 boxes of clays sitting at home. And I keep meaning to go out and shoot them. Part of my qualm is that I prefer shooting 12 gauge to 20 gauge, but up to this point, the only shotguns I have are 20 gauges because they were gifts or hand-me-downs, and then I've got my dad's 12 gauges. And I like his Remington 870 Tactical, but the problem is it's a standard stock, and I don't have big dude arms, and so it's uncomfortable and it's not ergonomic, and I have to reach really awkwardly to try to make it work for me. So it kind of takes away from some of the enjoyment of shooting clays when I feel like I have to work against the shotgun that I'm using to shoot. That's another planned purchase down the road. It's not one of my top, I guess, it's not top of the wish list, but I do want to get, some beater 870 and then throw, a Nox stock on it or something. I've had some people recommend, throwing a youth stock on it just because that would make the reach easier. But either way, I want to get my own 870 to modify because I'm not just going to take my dad's shotgun and start, changing things on it. Sorry, Dad, this is mine now.
Maybe he'll sell you his Spinelli.
That could be a possibility. I'd have to change the stock on that too, though. Benellis are nice as far as my experience goes with them, though. I am catching up on your comments, guys. Planning on doing more IDPA matches. Well, so far I've just shot the one USPSA match, but I'm definitely planning on doing more. Some of the last couple that I had wanted to go to, I had other things come up, so I guess I need to get better at scheduling my life around my interests. I am a terribly busy person, and I like being busy. I'm rarely bored, but it also means that I need to be like really good about scheduling my stuff out so that I can have the time that I want to do all of the things I want. Like USPSA shooting and writing for the Bang Switch as well as thearmsguide.com, which I'm super excited. I've been able to hire a couple of new writers for thearmsguide.com. One of them is in the chat thread right now, Savage Henry, looking at you. But I'm excited about that too, so that should help me free up a little bit of time to train more for USPSA and fun stuff like that. Okay, EOTech versus Aimpoint. I only have a little bit of experience with Aimpoint, a little bit of experience with EOTech, but as far as that goes, I like them both. I haven't been able to put enough rounds through a rifle with an EOTech mount or an Aimpoint mounted on there to give you like a full, thorough review. But as far as first impressions go, they both seem to do the job. Just a quick question for you guys, out of my own curiosity. How many of you, or which among you, open carry, and who among you conceal carry? Because I've done a few articles on comparing concealed carry and open carry, but I'm always curious to learn more about why people choose to carry in the way they do. Okay. Is Hickok 45 as cool in real life as he is on YouTube? Oh, absolutely. It's almost funny, the fact that what you see of Hickok in video is identical to the Hickok you see off camera. That's just who he is. He's very dry in his humor and kind of teacher-like, but he's a wonderful person. He has a great family, and any time that I've gotten to spend over at his range has been very enjoyable. And he is a crack shot. Like, he and Big John don't put a whole ton of editing and like special video effects or whatever into their productions, but they don't need to. Hickok really is that good at shooting, and he is that knowledgeable. It's amazing that like the vast vault of information that he has. If you mention some sort of firearm, chances are he's put, hundreds of rounds through it already and has feedback for you. So it's neat to be able to pick his brain in person. How old were you when you started shooting? About 7. My family has always had like firearms around. My mom's side of the family, they're big hunters and stuff, got a lot of rifles and shotguns, and both my parents are former military, so my dad had taught me safe firearms handling as a kid. But when I was 7, my grandfather got it in his head that he really, really, really wanted to take me to a turkey shoot, and because I wanted to do something that my grandfather was excited about, I really wanted to do the turkey shoot. Shot my first youth shotgun, and I didn't have it close enough into my shoulder, and it kicked and surprised me, and I cried like a little kid. And so I kind of didn't want to shoot for a while after that, because it was like scary and everything. But now I shoot all the time. It's looking like the majority you guys are concealed carry. Not interested in advertising that I wear a weapon. Ooh, almost always open. I'm in Illinois, I can't carry. Soon! Although not soon enough, right? I generally choose to conceal carry just because I think it's more strategic, especially considering some of the people that I'm around. I don't always want others knowing that I have a firearm on me, especially if I haven't met them before. But there are occasions where I'll choose to open carry, or I will conceal carry in a way that like I'm obviously printing. And you guys have seen a couple of videos where I do just that. Or I'll have people comment, "You're printing, you're printing." Yep, sometimes I'm printing. Because when I'm going to go hang out with a whole bunch of guys who are all shooters and all conceal or open carriers, what's it matter that I print, you know what I mean? That, and in Wisconsin, it's legal to open carry as well as conceal carry. So I could feasibly do either. I think, though, I want to get an open carry holster. My competition holster is open carry, but I think I want an open carry holster just for my own personal uses. I think I would maybe open carry more if I had a holster that I liked for it, but I don't know. Generally, conceal carry just works better for me. Oh, my internet just crapped out on me. I can't see the video. Will you be doing another one of these? Yes. I'm sorry your internet's bugging out on you, but I have been hosting these live stream videos every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central, so I will continue to do that. So stay tuned for next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, and hopefully you can join in on a future conversation. MREs can suck depending on the meal. Yeah, I'm lucky because I'm at that point where I don't have to have MREs every day. It's still a novelty, like, ooh, look at this, it's an MRE, this is cool. So I'll, like, once in a while, my brother will give me some MRE and I'll be all excited because it's all cool and it's not something I get, exposure to. But he's like, MREs, darn. Would you consider speaking at schools or even political events? I would consider it. I mean, yeah, I am shy and it takes me some considerable, guts to get up in front of people and to speak on any particular subject. But stuff like supporting the Second Amendment and safe firearms handling, those are subjects that about which I'm very passionate, and I think I would be more easily convinced to speak on something like that. Or like women's self-defense, seeing as how I have a very vested interest in that. So I would maybe do it down the road if the opportunity was presented, but I would be shy, and it would take me a lot of, nerving up, basically, I guess, to be able to do it. Do you think it's harder to conceal carry being a girl? Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. I've actually written a number of articles on it on thearmsguide.com because all of the research that I did for conceal carry, very, very little of it was related to the female perspective. And girls are generally smaller, we're generally curvier, and we generally wear fashions that are, well, less than practical. So we have a lot of factors that kind of can lean against us and make it more challenging to conceal carry. And it took me a lot of just trial and error and finding different holsters, finding different positions, finding different ways of dressing to accommodate for carrying a firearm on me. It's like a continual personal experiment to try and improve my conceal carry setup. Hey, I have curves. Well, that might be, but chances are your conceal carry options are not going to work for your average chicks. It's just kind of how it ends up working out. Fate, you're not old enough to conceal carry. You look 18. I'm old enough to drink, so I'm old enough to conceal carry. I've got my permit and all that fun stuff. I was really glad that at the class that I took, the safety course, obviously part of what they talked about was firearm safety and everything, but something that they talked about that I didn't realize would be as helpful as it was that mindset of concealed carry and the laws, so you understand the letter of the law and the intention and everything. But more than anything, I appreciated discussing that mindset of concealed carry and self-defense. Are bra holsters practical? Not as practical as I think some might think. I mean, you have to have a particular size anatomy to even conceal. I don't, so I don't choose to conceal carry in that way. It doesn't work for me. Have you ever had the recoil of a handgun hit you in the face? No, nor any gun. I'm not recoil sensitive, so I don't really have a I don't like freak out at it. But I guess I was just fortunate to have my dad teach me how to properly hold a firearm before I started shooting. So I wasn't like overwhelmingly surprised by any of the kick from firearms I've shot. I did shoot the first time I shot the 500. That thing was jumpy, but it didn't hit me in the face. Thank goodness. That would have been a lot of steel imprinting. That wouldn't have been cool. What's your dream rifle? A Maudus. That would be just insanely cool. Second to that, though, I'd really like a Barrett MRAD. Like, I don't know why. I'm just, like, I've gotten to see them at SHOT Show. I've never even gotten to fire one, but they're cool. I would really like one of those. They're mad expensive, though. They're like $6,000-$7,000. Just kind of crazy. Mindset is a very important part of self-defense in general. Yeah, that's how I was raised. My dad always has ingrained on us as kids having situational awareness. Like, not just for firearms, but just in life in general. Like, he even, when he was teaching me how to drive, he was trying to impart that importance of situational awareness. So you see what the drivers around you are doing, so you're not caught off guard by things. Let's see. Would you ever do a YouTube subscriber range day? Yeah, actually, I'm looking into that possibility right now. There's a lot to kind of put together, finding the right range, finding a time, making sure that there are ample accommodations so that if people have to travel, they have places to stay, other stuff. So there's a lot that is going into it, and it is probably going to take me some time figuring it all out and putting it together. But it is something that I would like to do in the future. I think it would be a really neat opportunity. Let's see. Speaking about passions, why is it that you're going to school to get into the medical field when it seems like you are doing such a great job writing? Why not go to school for journalism? Well, I think you bring up a great point. Actually, it's something my dad has asked me about too. Like, if you enjoy writing so much, why don't you do that for a living? But as passionate as I am about writing, well, I'm passionate about writing for a number of different interests. I enjoy the process of writing, but I'm passionate about a lot of things. I love firearms and the shooting sports, but I am absolutely fascinated by the human machine. I could talk to you about that just as long as I could talk to you about guns and gear. In here, I have more, or I meet more people with like interests in the firearms world. Go figure. But just because I don't spend a lot of time on my channel talking about my interests in biology does not mean that they're not just as passionate as my interests in the firearms world. What's nice about writing is that because I enjoy writing, I can write about wherever my interests lie. And I would rather, for, I guess, job security might be a part of it, but I just plain would like to pursue or continue pursuing biology and have the option of writing in the biological field if I so desire. And I'm loving the opportunity that managing thearmsguide.com has given me, and some of the other writing engagements that I have has given me to be able to write as a profession. It's wonderful. When I was a little kid, I always wanted to be a writer and I wanted to be a doctor. But when I hit high school and when I started college, I just thought that, well, you have to struggle a whole lot to make your living in a more creative field. And as passionate as I am about my current interests, I also want to be able to live off of them. So that factors in for my career options. How is your dog? He's doing well, thank you. He's sleeping right now. He pouted a little bit when I put him in the crate, but because he's such a cuddle monster, he likes to be by me, and I didn't want him to be like bumping my laptop or the lights or anything. But he's doing well. You should try your hand at reloading. Yeah, I plan on it. I will eventually. I promise. I have a number of... I mean, I only have so much money to spend on the stuff that I want. But there are a couple of different things that I'd like to be able to expand what I'm doing for YouTube or in the firearms world. Like, there's camera equipment, there's firearms, there's a couple of other things that I'd like to invest in. But up to this point, I just kind of have to be selective about what I actually put my money into. So the reloading gear is definitely on that list. Ooh, I hear one of my kitties. I think he might be coming to visit. So Aries is a nuisance, but this is Leonidas. Oh, you're a fat cat. This is Leonidas. He is a big cuddlebug too, but he's a more annoying cuddlebug in the fact that he rarely wants to sit still. He always wants to find a different way to, like, get situated on me. It's impossible what I'm trying to write. He likes to, like, rub up on my face and be really annoying. Like right now. But he's cute. I prefer dogs, but Leonidas is pretty cool as far as cats go. And then he has his brother Xerxes, and they play with play fight all the time. Alright, sit still, you. Alright, let me get caught up. Kitty! Yeah. This one's my boy. He's the dumb one. His brother's a little bit more clever. This is the one who, it took him, was it like 4 times of falling into the toilet before he decided that maybe drinking from the toilet wasn't a good idea. And about as many times falling into the shower before he realized that maybe hanging out in the shower is a bad idea. But he's pretty, so I guess I give him a little bit of extra leeway with how dumb he is. I prefer dogs because I'm not severely allergic to them. Yeah, that would be a pretty good motivating factor for not having cats. Let's see. What's your opinion on Smith & Wesson, the Smith & Wesson line of firearms? I absolutely love their revolvers. I've had some really wonderful experiences with, like, the 686 or the 629 or the 500 is a blast. I don't have anything against the M&Ps. I don't think that they're bad pistols, but I don't enjoy shooting the M&Ps anywhere near as much as I enjoy shooting the revolvers. And I'm not super fond of the stock triggers that come on M&Ps. He looks like a Maine Coon. I believe he's a tabby. I don't know. We picked him up from the Humane Society in our area. So I wouldn't be surprised if he has some Maine Coon in him. He's got stripes, though. Not that you can really see with how furry he is. You're fluffy, and you are shedding all over me. Oh, and of course he's shedding all over me. I'm wearing a black shirt. Duh, of course he's going to shed all over me. But hey, what about SIGs? I think SIGs are fantastic. I enjoy them. My dad has a P226 Platinum Elite, and that thing is a gem. It's a tack driver, and I love the short resetting trigger on that thing. It's really nice, and it looks really cool because it's all two-tone and blingy and awesome. Oh man, I have my dog. He's in his crate so that he wasn't getting into things. He's freaking out right now because he can smell a cat. My cat is specifically bred to leave visible fur on any color of clothing. Yeah, cats are talented at that, but which is why we've always had lint brushes around, because it's just impossible. If you have pets, you're gonna have pet hair. It just happens. Aries wants out. Yeah, he sure does. He's whining right now. He really enjoys my cats, but my cats are terrified of him. And the problem with Aries is that he really wants to play. He's just massively playful, but he's big, so if he were to play with my cats, odds are he'd probably kill them. And I kind of don't want to have to clean up Kitty. I think they're a lot cuter alive, so we usually end up having to keep the cats separated from Aries. Which is kind of a bummer. I was hoping that they would integrate better, but
Maybe when he's older.
Maybe when he's older. I mean, he's still very much puppy, so it makes him a little bit more spastic. Leonidas is spelled just like, the movie, actually. What's funny is we got the cats, named them that, and then the movie came out, and I was like, oh, cool, now they're actually cool cat names instead of I'm just a really big history nerd. But it's Leonidas, and his brother is Xerxes, which I think is kind of cool. But my cats are barbecue size. Ha ha ha. Yeah. I think he's a little uncomfortable about having the dog in such a close proximity. Huh. Huh, little kitty. I have 13 cats, all fixed, of course. That is a lot of cats. Man, I feel like I have a ton of cats with just 2. I do want another dog, though, but I don't live, like, in a big rural area, so I want to be able to make sure that I have, like, some place where I can have dogs, like, playing and get the exercise that they need, but I really want another dog. I love dogs. They just have such awesome personalities, and their loyalty is completely different to a cat. Like, if I die, this cat, as super cute as he is, will probably eat my corpse, which is kind of gross. But a dog, if I were to die, Aries would just stay with me, which is kind of endearing. They just have different relationships that they build with the owners. You are way too fluffy, and oh my god, I have so much fur on me now. That may not have been a really good idea. So, I am coated. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize he was shedding so bad. I wouldn't have picked him up. You need a ranch. I would love a ranch. It is like one of my dreams to, hi Leonidas, to have like nice, a big bunch of property where I can set up a personal range and have areas for my dogs to, well, I would, in this dream scenario, have multiple dogs. Yeah. See, now he's complaining that I put him down. You are so hard to please, cat. Weave a blankie out of cat fur. I could. It's pretty ridiculous. Leonidas is the worst about it because he's a long-haired cat. He sheds the worst. Aries is nice as far as his shedding goes. I mean, he really only sheds noticeably, like, when he's stressed or when he's going from winter to summer, or vice versa, in his fur coats. The photos. I have sent them out just yesterday, so about a week or so, give or take, they should be arriving. My husband Dave wants you to do a video shooting cats. Yeah, he's not very fond of them, I take it. Well, that's the impression I've been given. Oh, he was hot. Now he's lying on top of my feet on the floor. Yeah, I would never shoot any animals. Not, like, for real. I mean, I'll go hunting and shoot, like, deer, but I'll have, like, a license for it and stuff. I like kitties. Him, not so much, yeah. By the way, hi, Colleen. I'm happy to see you made it, even if it is only for part of the conversation. I enjoy having you contribute. Cats will eat you if you hold still long enough. Dogs have a little respect. Yeah, that's my experience. And Aries is an absolute sweetheart. My cats are very much like, give me what I want right now. If that's pets, then it can kind of be cute, or it can be massively annoying. And if it's food, well, then it's pretty much always annoying because they just, like, yowl at me. But my dog is just an absolute sweetheart. So I guess I'd say I'm more of a dog person. Now I have little bits of Leonidas fur floating around. What do you like on your pizza? Pepperoni? Especially like pepperoni bacon or pepperoni pineapple. Ooh, or pepperoni mushroom. I've been eating a lot of pepperoni mushroom when I've gotten pizzas in the last couple of months. I am still new to other firearms other than what I've used in the Army. I hope to be able to expand my experience. I so desperately want a Tavor. Oh my god, me too. I've gotten to shoot them a little bit, and even just like a mag is enough to completely fall in love with that thing. It is insanely cool. One of the things I like about it is What are you doing, Cat? Sorry, he's like wanting attention right now. One of the things that I like about it is how lefty friendly it is. I mean, you could switch over the bolts, you could switch over the ejection port, you can switch over the safety. It's like insane. But I also like the modularity. It's just easier for, you know, cleaning it and for doing any work on it. But I'm pretty impressed. And as far as first impressions go, it seemed to handle a little bit better for me than the Stayer AUG, although I definitely want one of those too. There's more of that like never-ending gun list. And one of the nice things, I guess, about that lefty-friendly thing is with the Stayer, you can't switch the charging handle to right-handed or to left-handed operation, but you can with the Tavor, which is pretty cool. So I'm not going to say that the Tavor is like the best bullpup in the whole wide world ever that anybody's ever thought of, but it's pretty cool, and I want one. I feel ashamed that I kept forgetting to tune into your live video, so this is my first. Don't be ashamed. I'm honored that you've made it to any of them, so thanks for joining the conversation. I'm really happy to have you contribute. Let's see.
10-minute warning.
Oh, by the way, 10 more minutes until this particular live stream is over. Oh, last week's live stream, I had a couple of technical difficulties because I was trying something different. It didn't work, so then I had to try something else. Jeez, Leonidas, sorry, his fur is everywhere. It's going live, or it is live on the All Things Destiny YouTube channel. Because I sang in it, I decided that it would be more fitting for the All Things Destiny channel instead of the Fate of Destiny channel. Because I'm trying to keep separate content, separate channels for Fate of Destiny is just going to be guns, gear, and fitness with a twist. But All Things Destiny is basically just everything else. Behind the scenes stuff, singing, music. I put up a video of a helicopter and bubbles, which was way fun, by the way. I really enjoyed that. But other more, I guess, creative or artsy or different or whatever videos, I'm just going to stick on the All Things Destiny channel. Also, I am going to, for Young Guns or the website, younggunstv.com, I've been putting up basically the same content that goes on my YouTube channel, but what I'm going to start doing is I will release videos on Young Guns earlier than I will release videos on YouTube. So if you want the content faster or first, check out younggunstv.com and check out my videos. Let me know what you think. Also, I am managing editor for thearmsguide.com, and we've been putting up content every day, and I just hired a couple of new writers for the site. I'm very excited, so if you have some time to troll the interwebs a little bit, pop over to my site, let me know what you think. I am always interested in hearing your feedback. And tomorrow, I have an article going live on the Bang Switch. I'm super excited about that. It's only my second piece that I've contributed to that site, so I'd love a comment or feedback, or just let me know how you think I'm doing with my writing. I really enjoy writing, but I can always benefit from constructive criticism. And if you like it, don't be afraid to tell me you like it. I think that was all of the updates I wanted to give. So I'll just answer a couple more questions. Had a great time this week. Gotta go. Bye, Des and Dad. Bye, Steve. Thanks for popping by. Do you want to shoot the FNS 2000? Yes, that would be way cool. I would love that. That would be really neat. Let's see. I'm getting caught up on your comments over here. Oh, so if you guys haven't already, if you have been to thearmsguide.com and thebangswitch.com and you haven't subscribed, I would recommend you sub to it, because that is a nice way to get updates on the new content and yeah, it's a good way to get updates on the new content. So if you like what you're reading, that's a good way to find out when there's going to be more. Also, 6 more minutes until the live chat ends. So if you have any other like final, I guess, questions or something, put them in real quick, and I will try to answer them. On the Aerox 160, all that, and you can switch barrels in seconds. Yeah, I'd love to be able to try that out. I've gotten to see it at like the NRA show and SHOT Show, but I don't have one, and I haven't they haven't sent me one. So if I can get my hands on that, you better believe I'm going to be enjoying putting together that video and written review. That'll be awesome. Okay, time to go to work. I look forward to another live stream. Hopefully the video will work next time. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that the video's not working for you, but thanks for joining the conversation anyway. Do you like Michelle Branch music? Yeah, I used to listen to it a lot more as a teenager than I do these days, but my interest in music is pretty wide-ranging. I like a lot of different stuff. I'm off to the islands for some R&R. See you in 3 weeks. Ooh, have fun. I'm jealous. Get a little extra relaxation in for me. Are you interested in learning hand-to-hand combat? Yes, I have been studying Taekwondo and Hapkido for the last, 17 years. But one thing I'd really like to try, or I would really like to try some other styles, just to, I guess, broaden the range of exposure to different techniques and different approaches to martial arts. I'd like to learn more specifically, like in Jiu-Jitsu and Krav Maga martial arts. I think that'd be really cool. Do you like 80s synth pop? Yes, yes, yes. I love that stuff. Which is possibly evidenced by my Flashdance inspired intro to the XDS 9mm video, which by the way was ridiculous fun. I was laughing so much during making that part of the video, and that is one of my favorite characters that I have invented. Chuck Costa versus Chuck Norris, which beard wins? At the risk of getting roundhouse to the face from across the country, I think Chuck Costa has a better beard. Or Chris Costa has a better beard than Chuck Norris. No fists are flying, so I may have survived that. But I do think Costa has a better beard, just saying. I don't know that I get to have an opinion on that because I'm a chick, but I don't know. My beard hasn't really been coming in. I haven't shaved in 20 odd years and nothing. It's ridiculous. Jeet Kune Do, that would be really cool just because I really like Bruce Lee. I think he's an inspirational figure, at least as far as my martial arts interests go. He had a lot of natural talent, but more than that is how much work he was willing to do to improve his abilities, and I really respect that. To find a field in which you're passionate and to work really hard at becoming better. I think that's awesome, regardless of the field. I think my friend Matt has the best beard ever. We should totally have pictures of these beards so I can compare. Do you have any pink guns? No, I do not. I don't know, maybe it's because my mother, loved dressing me in pink when I was a child and didn't have the option. I'm not super fond of it. I'll wear it, once in a great while as an adult, but not enough to get a pink gun. I don't think I would ever get a pink gun. Maybe a pink t-shirt or a pair of pink pants, once every couple of months or something, but that's about my extent of pink goes, or my interest in pink goes. So I have 2 more minutes, so actually it's a minute and a half before the live feed ends. And I just wanted to take a minute to thank you guys for tuning in. I think these live streams go really well, but they only go really well because you guys are willing to, conversate with me. And I love it. It's a lot of fun. So thanks for taking the time out of your day, even if you don't make it for the whole, the whole stream, for stopping by and chit-chatting, and it lets me get to know you guys a little bit more. So I really am enjoying this, and I hope that you can make it to next week's live stream. It will be here at new.livestream.com/FateofDestinee. So I hope you can make it. Also, I have my next video coming out on my Fate of Destiny YouTube channel this Thursday, so keep your eyes peeled. This is it was a fun one, so I hope you guys like it. And it may or may not have something to do with firearms. I can't grow beards. Puberty was a girl mistress. Yeah, I have some friends like that. It happens. I can't grow a beard either. I've never even had like a mustache. I can't do it. I will always be clean shaven. Had fun as usual. My first time, I had a great time listening. Well, thank you. I'm still sometimes marvel at the fact that there are people who want to like just sit and like talk guns with me. It's awesome. I don't get that in my real life because I don't have any, oh, not any. I don't have many friends who are into firearms and who want to talk about the shooting sports. Random penguin! That was cute. Alright guys, it's time for me to end the live stream. So see you guys next week and hopefully before then on youtube.com/FateofDestinee. Bye guys!